Every poem, story, and play has a spark. Let us find it together on Philo Spark. Hi everyone, you are watching Philo Spark, and today we are going to dive into something exciting. Have you ever seen someone struggle between love, pride, and loneliness? That's what makes The Stone Angel such a powerful novel by Margaret Lawrence. In this video, we are going to see the Stone Angel storyline. Hagar Shipley, she is the heroine of this particular novel written by Margaret Lawrence. In my previous video, I have given a lot of information about Margaret Lawrence. If you haven't, please go back and listen to that and come back and listen to the storyline of The Stone Angel. Hagar Shipley is a 90-year-old woman who lives with her eldest son Marvin and her daughter-in-law Doris. They decide to send her to a nursing home. This shakes her to the core that often she goes back to her old memories. She tries her best to put away the plans of going to the Silver Threads, the nursing home. But after her checkups with Dr. Cobby, they again confirm to send her there for sure. But she is against the idea of being sent to the nursing home. So when Marvin and Doris are away, she packs up her things and moves away from the home to a lonely natural resort named the Shadow Point. After reaching the place, she unpacks all the essentials she had just bought from the store and realizes that she hasn't got water to drink. That day, when it rains, she finds some water in a rusty pot. Though it is dirty, she drinks it and takes a walk to the place. But by mistake, she falls down and she struggles very hard to get up from there. And after getting up, she comes back to her resort. Then comes a stranger named Murray F. Lees. Hagar doubts that he might be known to Marvin and Doris, but the stranger denies any connection with them. They share their lonely life and loss of a loved one with each other and go to sleep. But next morning, to her shock, the stranger is not to be found. But later he comes with Marvin and Doris, who find her in a very bad shape and take her to the doctor. She is advised to be hospitalized instead of sending her to the Silver Threads. There, though at the beginning unwilling to open up with others, she becomes very friendly later. She even meets one who is married her daughter to her childhood friend Henry Pearl's son. Later, she is taken by a rude shock when the nurse tells her roommate Sandra Wong that she won't live long. After hearing her death is close by, she breaks up her pride, ego, and slowly accepts her death. Hagar every now and then goes back to her memory lane where she reveals her childhood one by one, like her marriage with Bram, leaving him after a few years, her life with Mr. Oatley, her employer, who gives her $10,000 with which she has bought the present house, and then the death of her beloved son. All of them are unfolded every now and then as a memory lane. Book has 11 chapters in all, and we shall see one by one how each chapter goes about and the important events in each chapter. Chapter 1 introduces Hagar Shipley as a 90-year-old woman who lives with her son Marvin Shipley and his wife Doris. Hagar is very proud, independent, and bitter. She resents the idea of being sent to a nursing home. The stone angel statue in the cemetery is introduced here as a symbol. In chapter 2, we see the flashback of Hagar's childhood. Her father, Jason Curry, is strict and very controlling. Hagar loses her mother very early in life, and she is raised to be very strong but emotionally reserved. Then we are introduced to the third chapter where Hagar meets Bram Shipley, her husband. She marries him against her father's wishes. Their marriage begins with attraction, but soon shows conflict and incompatibility. Then we have chapter 4. Life with Bram becomes very, very difficult for her because their tastes are different. They are at two different poles. They have two sons, Marvin and John Shipley. Here we see that Hagar Shipley is always giving preference to John over Marvin. Family tensions grow due to the pride and misunderstandings. In the chapter 5, Hagar feels trapped in her unhappy marriage. She is separated from Bran and moves away with John, ignoring Marvin. Her pride continues to control her decisions. In chapter 6, we see John growing up to be a very carefree boy and rebellious one. He gets into relationship with a girl his mother disapproves of. Hagar again shows her judgmental and proud nature. Chapter 7, John dies tragically in an accident. Hagar is filled with deep guilt and sorrow. She realizes too late her emotional distance from him. In chapter 8, back to the present, where Hagar runs away to avoid the nursing home. She hides in an abandoned place by the sea, an old cannery. She reflects on her life and mistakes. And in the chapter 9, Hagar meets a stranger named Marie F. Lewis. She opens up slightly and shares her past, shows a small change in her character, less rigid, more human. Now, moving on to chapter 10, we see Hagar becoming very weak and is found by others. She is taken to a hospital immediately and she begins to accept help, something she had been resisting all her life. Now, moving on to the last chapter, where Hagar is in the hospital, where she gets a lot of kindness and she shows kindness and vulnerability. She finally expresses some love towards Marvin. We see that she has come to a realization and peace just before her death. What is the takeaway from this particular story? Hagar's story teaches us one important lesson. Don't let pride stop you from expressing your love, because sometimes realization comes too late. So, keep reading more, keep learning, and keep the spark alive. If this helped you in your journey of learning, please do like, share, and subscribe Philo Spark for more such literature lessons. Thank you.